Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Kathy Webster, and I have the privilege of serving as president of this congregation for this church year. Woohoo! I am a white woman in my late 50s, and I use she, her, elle pronouns. I'm a French professor, so I like to put in that French pronoun. And today I am wearing a black t-shirt and a necklace with an abalone fish on it and a multicolored skirt. I'm here right now to welcome everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to First Unitarian Church, where our mission is to explore the eternal, nurture community, and pursue the common good. We welcome you in your brokenness and in your wholeness, no matter who you have been, who you are, or who you are becoming. We greet you today with love. I'd like to extend a special welcome to everyone who is watching us on YouTube this morning. Please introduce yourselves in the comments during the prelude and let us know where you're joining us from. If you're in Oklahoma City, what neighborhood are you in? And if you're from elsewhere, what town or city are you in? And now the prelude prepares us for worship. it's time to light our chalice. We light our chalice in Midtown, Oklahoma City, on land that was home to first Americans, including the Apache, Caddo, and Wichita, on land that was taken from the Muskogee and Seminole and other removed and relocated peoples. We light the chalice as a symbol of our sacred time together. The burning chalice represents the light of reason and justice, the warmth of loving community, the cleansing heat of justice, and the flame of hope.
Good morning. My name is Tim Atkins, and I serve as your Director of Lifespan Religious Exploration. My pronouns are he, him. I am both big and tall, wearing rainbow glasses, a rainbow-colored gingham shirt, and a stole presented to me by Reverend Diana. Our call to worship this morning is by Rachel Rott. Welcome, you questioners, seekers of truth with a capital T, pilgrims longing for sanctuary, travelers needing harbor from the storm. Welcome those who are holding on by a thread, determined breakers of the chains of loneliness and isolation. You pushed through your fear because something told you that you deserve to belong. Welcome home. Welcome those who braid ropes again and again. You've been there for our siblings who were just hanging on. You gave them a hand into community and told them they could rest here. Welcome, you who seek spiritual and religious community for your children and grandchildren. You entrust your young people here, and we as a community commit to nurture and respect them. Welcome, children and youth. You give us the gift of your wisdom, your joy, your curiosity, and your trust that we will hold it all safe. Welcome. Welcome home. How do we make this tender place wider? How do we stretch into a bolder welcome, a radical generosity of the heart? Can we imagine ourselves the stewards and ushers, not only into this space, but into our circle of belonging? Can we commit and recommit to being accountable to one another as an anti-racist, anti-oppressive community that centers marginalized voices, that listens to those voices, especially when what they are saying is hard to hear? Can we be willing to change? When we break our agreements with one another, can we offer amends? Can we be humble and generous? There is grace enough here. There is in this place the possibility of healing, of repair, of making things right within ourselves, between us, and with the wider world. There is in this place possibility. Welcome home. And speaking of welcome, we are bringing back our tradition of sharing the welcome. Take the next couple of minutes to greet your neighbor sitting around you, preferably someone you did not come with. If you're here in person, please respect people's boundaries around COVID if they wish to remain masked. And if you're joining us online, get a conversation going in our chat. When you hear the piano begin to play, please take that as a sign to gather back into your general seating area to get ready to sing our opening hymn. Welcome. That worked well. Okay. Hello? Oh, not yet. All right, that playing back really worked well today. We'd like to welcome back our choir director, Ibuka, from his summer travel. And if you would, go ahead and please rise in body or in spirit and open up your hymnal to page number 1. May nothing evil cross this door.
touching our lips with holy wine, till every casual corner blooms into a shrine. With laughter drown the raucous shout, and though these sheltering walls are thin, may they be strong to keep hate out and hold love in.
Once again, welcome everyone. To those who have been returning here year after year, and to those who may be visiting us for the very first time, you are welcome. As president of this congregation, I am honored to offer this reflection on the ingathering and the water communion, the water ceremony, two traditions of the one you see that hold very special meaning to me. Let laughter drown the raucous shout, and though these sheltering walls are thin, may they be strong to keep hate out and hold love in. Some of you know that I am a lifelong Unitarian Universalist. The walls of my childhood church, which is now called the Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Westport, Connecticut, those walls are literally made out of glass. The building is a magnificent mid-century modern structure. In warm weather, these doors can be pushed open so that there are literally no walls in the sanctuary. This was the case at my wedding in 1997 and again at my mother's memorial service in 2022. As a teenager, as I have done today, I would weep during this hymn because the notion that sheltering walls of my church were so thin as to be transparent or possibly not physically present, they certainly did keep hate out and hold the love in. It was always a very safe space for me. Back home in Westport, this kickoff Sunday for the church year is called Homecoming. It too involved, like here, a number of special traditions. For example, we would begin on the lawn outside the church, and we would rededicate the building by bringing sacred texts, our membership book, and even a can of coffee into the church building. It's funny because it's true. Coffee hour is a holy tradition among Unitarian Universalists. Another ritual was a necrology that was printed in our order of service. And when the time came, the entire congregation would read in unison the names of our beloved members who had died since the church was founded. This annual ritual became especially important to me because in 1977, my father's name was added to that list. And it has been included every year since. Moreover, the timing of this particular homecoming service is especially poignant. The anniversary of his death will be tomorrow. So this service has always coincided with that anniversary. I honor him today as we gather together here in love and community. That is a very special reason why homecoming and ingathering are personally so special and so sacred to me. The water ceremony is too, and for related reasons. It's a wonderful way for all of us to merge our different paths, each of us coming together separately with our special water to join them together in one combined place. That's a Unitarian metaphor, if there ever was one. And my connection to water is also linked to very many joyful times spent with my father, Russ Webster, from those first 10 years of my life. He loved the water. He loved swimming and he loved fishing. This was his fish. I am not sure how he came to that because he didn't grow up in a beach town the way I did, but I treasure the memories of summers on the shores of the Long Island Sound and vacations to some tropical seaside destinations. Did he actively realize he was helping me make memories that I would be able to share with you today? I like to think he did. On the other hand, my mother, Barbara Webster, never learned how to swim. This did not prevent her from loving the water. She often said it was because she was born in Atlantic City that she appreciated the seaside. She loved the sound of the waves, and she would drag her beach chair right to the water's edge so she could be as engaged as possible with the water. And that was when the weather was warm, and then in the cooler seasons, she would wrap herself in a blanket just to get to the beach and take in the waves, even just for a brief respite from her busy day. My husband, Bill, reminded me of how wonderful it was that she made this time for herself, winter and summer, nearly every day of her adult life, to bask in solitude and contemplate the seas. So in past years, I have brought water back from those Connecticut shores in loving tribute to both of my parents. This year, my water comes from Florida, where my daughter lives, and Wichita, where my son is now in school. As a choreographer and liturgical dancer, my mom often used poetry as an inspiration and created dance pieces to spoken word. Some of you might have seen her perform here toward the end of her life. One group piece that I danced in many times in the sanctuary of my home church in Connecticut used the text of Matthew Arnold's poem, Dover Beach. Its wistful melancholy means more to me than ever as it combines my memories of coming home and church and the waters of the English Channel. It starts like this. The sea is calm tonight. The tide is full. The moon lies fair upon the straits. On the French coast, the light gleams and it's gone. The cliffs of England stand glimmering and vast out in the tranquil bay. Come to the window. Sweet is the night air. Only from the long line of spray where the sea meets the moon-blanched land, listen. You can hear the grating roar of pebbles which the waves draw back and fling at their return up the high strand. Begin and cease, and then again begin, with tremulous cadence slow, and bring the eternal note of sadness in. Like the pebbles Arnold evokes here, the waves of our summer journeys scattered us hither and yon. Let us remember where we have come from and where we have been, and let us start again fresh together in a new season, a season filled with fellowship, community, and promise. Thanks. And now we will receive our offering. Every Sunday we take this offering. Since 2002, all the cash and designated checks from that offering have gone directly to external nonprofit organizations doing good work, our Change for Change partners. For the month of September, our Change for Change partner recipient is CASA of Oklahoma City. CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. CASA's mission is to provide trained volunteers to be champions for the individualized best interests of children in foster care. CASA serves as a caring, consistent adult and provides a voice to a child during a highly traumatic time in their life. The goal is to find a safe, permanent home for the children and youth. Funds will be used to support program expenses related to recruiting, screening, training, and supervising CASA volunteers. For those of you who are in the sanctuary with us today, in just a moment we'll be passing the offering plate. And if you're watching us online or you prefer to give a gift virtually, you can make your gift by sending a check to First Unitarian. You can write Change for Change on the memo line, or you can make an online payment through our website, oneuc.org. Thank you.
I'm Scott Harvey. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I have a gray beard. I want to tell you about the time I visited here and was blown away by the worship service. You mean you're allowed to express doubt and you're encouraged to explore the whole of human experience? You don't have to follow dogma. Wow, so in a debate, we can actually agree to disagree and then have coffee. And you certainly don't prostrate yourself in front of a superior being. No, we're more into casual meet and greets. I mean, if God wants to chat, they can always text. I had no idea what Unitarianism or Universalism was, but I'd heard a few things that made me think perhaps this could be a spiritual home for me. So the second Sunday I visited, I joined. My enthusiasm continued, and a few years later I told Reverend Dr. Richard Allen that I was considering seminary. He said, "Well, why don't you preach sometime and see what you think?" I prepared a sermon and put everything I could think of in there, and it still took just 15 minutes. When I enrolled in seminary, I received support and encouragement from this church. All of us did. Eva Cheskava, Mark Christian, and a few others were enrolled in seminary with me. I stopped short of the accreditation process since I never quit my day job, but the others made it all the way through. And also, there were other folks like Roy Reynolds, who served as president of this congregation, and then went on to serve several congregations as minister, including one in Atlanta. And Julie Conrady, who served this church so valiantly, and who currently serves the church in Birmingham, Alabama. This church has a long-standing tradition of nurturing new clergy and seminarians and interns, reflecting its commitment to the broader UU movement and the development of future religious leaders. Throughout its history, the church has served as a vital training ground for those pursuing ministry, providing opportunities for hands-on experience in a supportive and dynamic congregational setting. This has included welcoming seminarians from various theological schools and offering them mentorship, practical experience in preaching and pastoral care and community engagement. The church has provided assistance, spiritual mentorship, and a strong sense of community for those entering the ministry. This encouragement's been instrumental in helping many individuals discern their call to serve within the UU tradition. By fostering these relationships and investing in the development of new leaders, First Unitarian Church of Oklahoma City has contributed to the growth and vitality of Unitarian Universalism, ensuring that the values of the faith are carried forward by capable and inspired ministers. Nurturing our values is vital. But we also need these things so we can expect to hear more jokes. Like this: a group of UU ministers walk into a bar, and everyone leaves feeling validated and heard. Even the bartender. A UU minister walks into a bar with a parrot on their shoulder. The bartender asks, "Does it talk?" And the minister replies, "We're exploring that possibility together." And two UU ministers walk into a bar and start a spirited debate over whether the bar really exists or if it's a social construct. Now is the time that I ask for your support. We are so excited that Alyssa Lee, a former congregant and beloved member of this community, is entering ministry and wishes to be ordained in our church about a month from now. This is a profound moment for her and our congregation, and we're thrilled to support her on this sacred journey. To make the ordination possible, we're asking for your financial support. Your contributions will help cover the costs associated with the ceremony, travel costs, and the Saturday dinner. So please consider donating to ensure we can give her the meaningful ordination she deserves. Every gift helps, and we thank you for your generosity. See me or Marlise after the service, or use the Faithify link on our website, and I believe also on our Facebook page. So, thank you.
Now is the time in our service for prayer and meditation. I invite you to settle in comfortably and close your eyes for a moment. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths together. 1, 2, and 3. Spirit of life, known to us by many names and by none, we give thanks for being together this day. We give thanks for all the joys and our heartbreaks, for all the pains of our community, those both spoken and left unsaid in our collective hearts. May all in need of healing from our community and beyond find peace, healing, and overwhelming love in this spiritual home. I invite you to speak the names out loud of any who are particularly on your heart today. Sister. Thank you. I invite you to hold hands or touch elbows for these words by Reverend Erica Hewitt. The hand or elbow in yours belongs to a person whose heart is sometimes tender, whose skin is sometimes thin, whose eyes sometimes fill with tears, and whose laughter is a beautiful sound. The hand you hold belongs to a person who is seeking wholeness and trusts that you are doing the same. As you leave this sanctuary, may your hearts remain open, may your voices stay strong, and may your hands remain outstretched. Amen, and blessed be.
Good morning. I'm Sandra Flansburgh. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm your president-elect this year. Please join me in a responsive reading number 515. We lift up our hearts in thanks, found in the gray hymnal. I'll start and you respond.
515.
515. For the sun and the dawn, which we did not create.
Do not make.
For food which we plant, but cannot grow.
For friends and loved ones we have not earned and cannot buy.
For this gathered company, which welcomes us as we are, from wherever we have come.
For all our free churches that keep us human and encourage us in our quest for beauty, truth, and love.
For all things which come to us as gifts of being from sources beyond ourselves.
Gifts of life and love and friendship, we lift up our hearts. Thank you. So it's time for our story. And today in our story, I have a special part for you. So whenever you hear me say the word see, I want you to do the wave like we're at a sporting event. So we'll start over here on the left side, and we're going to move over to the right. So let's go ahead and practice once. I don't expect perfection, all right? See. That was perfect. Perfect. So once there was a little stream that dreamed of flowing to the sea. Oh, you're all good. The stream started in an aquifer, a huge pool of water underground. But the call of the ocean was so strong that the stream pushed its way through nooks and cracks, up through the earth, until it burst forth into the air and began its journey toward the sea. As its waters bubbled to the surface, they ran down the hill, carving the stream bed into the earth. Sometimes the stream babbled as it traveled. Sometimes it gurgled. Sometimes it roared. Give me a good roar. Sometimes it roared. Roar! And at times the stream traveled alone. Its waters were so clear you could see the pebbles that lined its bed. At other times, the stream ran through great lakes or tumbled over a cliff or joined other streams to form a river and then split again to travel alone. But always, always, the little stream yearned to flow into the sea. Sometimes the stream would run fast and deep, eager to reach the sea. Fish swam in its waters, and it carried them swiftly on the journey. Sometimes the stream would grow wide and slow, and it would carry boats on its back as it continued the journey. But always, always, the little stream yearned to flow into the sea. One day, just as the call of the ocean seemed to grow a bit stronger, the stream found itself growing sluggish. Its waters grew thick with mud until sadly it pooled into a brackish mud hole right on the edge of the desert. Woe is me, thought the little stream. Now I'll never get to the sea. It tried going around the desert, but the desert was too wide. It tried going under the desert, but the desert was too deep. Still, even with mud in its ears, the little stream heard the call of the ocean and yearned to flow to the sea. After what seemed like a long time, as the stream just pooled there in the sun, it began to hear a second voice. I can take you to the little sea. Little stream, whispered the wind. Come with me. I'll take you to the ocean shore. How could you do that? Scoffed the stream. You are only made of air.
I can carry you on a breeze,
Whispered the wind.
but you must be very brave, for you must let go of yourself and change.
But I've changed many times, said the stream.
But this will be different.
Said the wind. The little stream paused, but deep within, the stream still yearned for the sea. The stream let go, and the wind picked it up, particle by particle. At first, the stream was scared, for it felt lost. It was no longer a stream, but was churned sort of inside out, and had become moisture swirling in the sky. The view was nothing like the little stream had ever seen before. Not only was the whole world laid out below it, but it was surrounded by sparkling jewels. Excuse me. Then what had been the stream realized that all those sparkling jewels were parts of it. Molecules of water, droplets of moisture sparkling in the light. What had been the stream realized it was truly beautiful on the inside. Next, the stream churned moisture saw that it was not alone. For the wind had whispered to other streams and ponds and even to the morning dew upon the oasis. All had churned into moisture, and all their parts were sparkling in the sun. Together, they were even more beautiful, for the sunlight had changed them into all the colors of a rainbow. Then the little stream churned rainbow felt itself falling, falling, and falling. And all the other droplets were falling too until plop, 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 plop. All the droplets ran together into a mighty river, which rushed down the mountainside, across the coastal plain, and into the sea, where the waves pushed it back and pulled it forward, and the currents carried it far out into the pulsating depths. The little stream was content. But I understand that every now and then the wind would breeze by, whispering to the currents in the sea,
Come with me, come with me.
And that moisture would rise up into the wind and be carried away to start all over again. The end. And now our choir will present their anthem, Communion. So today we celebrate our reunion with ritual as we too start all over again with a new church year. The water ceremony, or water communion, was introduced into Unitarian Universalist worship in the 1980s. It was designed by two women, Carolyn McDade and Lucille Shuck Longview, to be a ritual that spoke to our connectedness to one another, to the totality of life, and to our place on the planet. The originators of this ceremony chose water as their central metaphor because of its elemental nature, because it was in the water, excuse me, that life on earth was first generated, and in the amniotic waters that each of one of us was formed. Today, UU congregations around the world celebrate the water communion as a symbol of our shared faith coming together from many different sources. We join with all of those who celebrate today across our denomination. Today, together, we form a mighty river flowing into an infinite sea. This is the time to gather in the waters. So you'll see that we have 4 stations, 1 bowl in each corner of the sanctuary, because that's where our cardinal directions are. In many earth-based spiritual traditions, the four directions represent different seasons of the year and different aspects of life. The east is spring, the dawning of new ideas, inspiration, air, change, life, and it flows like a river.
The south is summer, a time of fertility and fire, a time of transformation, joy like a fountain.
The west is autumn, a time for reflecting on our emotions as light reflects off water, a time for tears that fall like cleansing and healing raindrops.
The north is the winter, a heavy time of waiting, as the earth is heavy, a time for balance, a deep time as the ocean is deep.
So during our water ceremony, we will be singing 4 verses of the hymn, I've Got Peace Like a River, which is number 100 in the gray hymnal, but I think you're going to pick it up as we sing. Our first verse is, I've got peace like a river, then I've got joy like a fountain, I've got love like the ocean, and I've got tears like the raindrops. We'll sing it twice through and then hum it until everyone has had a chance to pour their water. I invite you to pour water into the bowl that is closest to you. And as you pour, consider how the significance of that bowl carries a blessing for you. That blessing might be new ideas and inspiration and be peace like a river in the east.
It might be transformation and joy, and fire, joy like a fountain, the south.
Your special blessing today might be reflection and healing, cleansing like the raindrops, the west.
Or it might be balance and depth, love like an ocean, the north.
After you've poured your water into the bowl that is nearest to you, I ask that you move back towards your seat right away so the center area doesn't become clogged. If you need some water and didn't bring any with you, we have some spare water in the back with Larry, who is waving his hand. So feel free to hop on back there. Let our water communion commence. peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Into this community of love, like a river, we pour out our individual ideas and inspirations. Like a fountain, we refresh one another with our joy. Like raindrops, we come bearing both our grief and our healing. Like ocean waves, we are washed in an all-encompassing love. Thank you. Would you get ready to pour that a little bit of that in? Thank you. To this, we add the legacy of our ancestors, our memories of this cherished community, the gifts of those who came before us as symbolized by this water, which was gathered during last year's water ceremony. With this water, we will bless our memorial garden and playground spaces and RE spaces, and after sanitizing the water, we will use it for blessings throughout the year. May our water communion remind us all that we are stronger together and that when we merge, we can do incredible and beautiful things. Amen. And now, please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing our closing hymn, number 323, Break Not the Circle.
We extinguish our chalice flame, but not the light of love and community which burns in our hearts.
We invite you to join us in Daniel Hall after the service for an activity fair. Come learn how you can get involved in fun things and helping run this church and more. Our closing words are All Rivers Run to the Sea by Kayla Rice. It starts with a drop, then a trickle, a burble, a rush of water bubbling towards its destination, and finally the wide, endless sea. All rivers run to the sea. Go for it. I taught y'all something. I'm a religious educator. It works. Today you brought water, poured it into a common bowl. Though our experiences have differed, these waters mingle, signifying our common humanity. Today you came and shared in this sacred community. May you depart this sacred space, hearts filled with hope for new beginnings, a fresh start. Go forth, but return to this community where rivers of tears may shed, where dry souls are watered, where your joy bubbles, where your life cup overflows, where deep in your spirit you have found in this place a home. All rivers run to the sea. Go in peace.